Is it the WER? Yeah. All right. Kind. Oh, okay. Kind. That's why. So you get to use a phone to watch dual stream, so you can see and confirm the sound. You need water? Oh, okay. You have a seat for a quick second. I gotta do this podcast real quick. But if you have any questions about relationship advice, just raise your fist. All right. So podcast relationship advice. Go ahead. Huh? Not yet. If you want to use one for now, if you want to look at one right now, we could let you use one. You want to look at one? Like I said, podcast relationship advice. Oh, number one rule. What the scriptures say: the wives obey their husbands. That's in the Bible. That's in the scriptures. Matter of fact, let me get some scriptures a little bit today. See, because people try to come up with new philosophies, like, oh, if you gotta follow, if the woman should follow the husband, or if the man should follow the wife. Well, the scriptures is clear that the man is the head. That's clear in the scriptures. You know what I mean? There's no debate. So let's get uh Genesis 3:16. All right, even in the book of Genesis. And anybody on the TikTok, if you got questions about relationship advice, go ahead, type them in. You know what I mean? Genesis 3:16. Yeah, because in the scriptures, it tells you that a woman is supposed to obey her husband, and the woman is supposed to follow the man. It's pretty simple. It's not crazy logic. Is the sound quality good on there on the Facebook? All right, cool. All right. Somebody asked, "Are you married?" Yes, I am. I have 3 wives. Been married for almost my entire adult life. So and more, probably 14, 15 years married. All right. I learned all about marriage through the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. That's where you learn. All right. Let's get it. Who got Genesis 3:16? Go ahead, read that.
The book of Genesis, chapter 3, verse 16. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception.
He will multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. That's why when you see animals, they just plop their baby out. But women, they go through hell. They catching hell when they had them babies, because of Eve. In the scriptures, the Lord told Eve she would have trouble in her birth. She'll have pain in her birth. Go ahead.
In sorrow, thou shalt bring forth children.
That's that. They call it it's a thing after pregnancy where they get real sad and depressed sometimes. Postpartum depression. Somebody says, should I leave my wife after 22 years because she was disloyal with a guy friend back in high school? Okay. If you've been with this woman 22 years, let's say she was unfaithful to you 20 years ago, it's already over. You understand? It's already too late. You're gonna have to come into the truth. She's gonna have to come into the truth, but you can't leave her now off of something 20 years ago. All right, you would have had to leave her then. Because this is what happened. When she slept with that other man or did anything with that other man, she became his woman. But then when you went back behind him and did something with her, now she became your woman again. Which it was all wrong and in confusion, but that's what happens when you're in the world. You understand? So that's what happened with your situation. Aunt Jones, the water. All right. Any more in that scripture? Go ahead.
In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband.
And your desire shall be to who?
Thy husband.
The desire should be to who?
Thy husband.
The woman's desire. Who knows what desire means? Who knows what desire means? The woman's desire. Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, just desire in general.
Mhm. That's a good example. Something that you want. It's something that you want strongly. It's a desire. All
And
right. Go ahead.
it's to wish or long for expression, wish to attain. So it's a longing, and
Yeah.
that's pretty much.
Something you want very strongly and all of that. And so that now women what they sometimes try to do and act like, oh, they want a career and they want to do this and they want to be independent and be single. That's because of this world, the doctrine of this world. But in reality, women want to be with a man. That's their desire, is to be with a man. All right. Somebody said, why are the so-called blacks, Africans, and Mexicans the descendants of the chosen people? Because the prophecies. We fit the prophecies. All right. Where we at?
Finishing up the
That's pretty much it on that. So a woman's desire going to be to her husband. So when you want a good marriage, you want to find a woman that will basically follow your life plans, your life goals, the goals you set in life. She's gonna follow you. You don't want to get with a woman where she thinks in her head like you supposed to follow her because she don't have no desire. She don't have no plans. She thinks she do, but in actuality, she don't. Go ahead, brother.
concept. The reason why I wanted to finish it off is because it's more so for people to understand that when, like at the end of the scripture, it says that he shall rule over you. They should know that the husband is the head of the house.
Oh, okay, yeah, get that part. Get that part
Okay.
for sure.
And he shall rule over thee.
And the he is your husband. It's biblical. The Bible says the husband shall rule over the wife. All right. You run into problems when you let your wife run everything. It's gonna run into some problems. But if you are letting her do it, like you want her to do it, you want her to handle the bills, you want her to handle the household stuff, or you want her to deal with the bank account, then then she's still following her man because that's what he wants her to do. You get that? So like for example, some men want more control over their woman than others. So some men they want to control all the money, they want to control all the finances, they want to control everything. Some men they don't care about controlling that. They just want to work, make their money, and be and chill and know everything's taken care of. And they want their woman to pay every bill, take the money, go pay the car note, go buy this, go make investments or whatever the hell they want the woman to do, which that's up to him, but that's because he wants her to do that. So that's still him running the relationship because she's doing what he wants her to do. So now he don't have to think about the money. All he got to do is just go to work and relax. He knows the money's getting, she's going to handle all the money and all the bills. Go ahead. Well, this is the thing. Every people have different personalities, right? So, for example, you could have a man that is still a man, but he's just not good with money. Let's say he's not good with money. He's gambling, he's drinking, yeah, and he's crashing his cars or something, or anything. He just don't want to deal with money. He just wants to go to work and come home, right? And that's all he cares. That's all he desires. Okay, his woman will help fill in the gap for him that he's lacking, or that he doesn't want it. Not that he can't do it. Or you may get a man and he can't make a lot of money. He got a felony, or he don't have a good job or nothing. But that he got a woman, that woman will make money for him. So every relationship is different. Every relationship has different dynamics. Some men want more control, some men want less control. But the point is for the men to always have the say. Now, what goes wrong is when the woman is telling the man what to do. Then is going to get into problems. Go ahead, brother.
if I could, I'll give you an example. Like, I used to have my wife and stuff. She is financially independent. Like, she's an expert in keeping up with the finances and keeping up with the bills. You know what I'm saying? So I would let her take over the bills. She normally works. I can't work at the moment. You know what I'm saying? So I would just make sure that the house is clean. But she knows that she will come talk to me about the finances before spending anything, or she'll come to me when she has questions about it. I'm still running the household even though I can't provide. You know what I'm saying? She's the one that's out making the money. She Then I'm taking care of the house. So if I had a kid, I'd stay with the kids because that's something that I can do. It's not about you controlling everything. It's about what can you do? What can she do? What's her strength? What's your weakness? What's her weakness and what's your strength? Play off each other's weakness and strengths. You know what I'm saying? But don't let her sit there and try to rule over and take control of the whole situation. It's you that's in control. It's life.
That's perfect. Perfect example. Perfect example. Yeah, man. You may have a brother with like a disability, or he's not really. He's not making. He's not working. Go ahead.
And to add on to that, bro, it's like, I don't know, just the way I see it. You're not wrong, but for me, I guess what I'm looking at, because me, I could actually cook, clean, work, pay bills at the same time if I wanted to. 'Cause my dad trained me that at a young age. When I was 15, no, when I was 16, and my dad, he was training me to do all these things. So I just memorized and know how to keep track and take care of business before I do anything else.
Right.
And so it's now come to the point of me, it's like, damn, if I find a woman and she don't really do nothing, or even if she works, I would like for the woman to work and just sit there and not do anything, because I could really just do it by myself if I wanted to. That's why I'm thinking, like, there got to be certain roles that women and men have that are different, but also can benefit each other for relationship and to.
Yeah, yeah, okay. What you talking about is basically what's this society teaches. Okay, for example, Israelite culture, we don't oppress women. I'll give you an example about what I mean. So, for example, back in the day, a a woman couldn't get a job, she couldn't make no money, she couldn't do nothing. It was only the man that could do everything. She only could stay at home. That's the oppressor's culture. But in our culture, in Israelite culture, women can go become a CEO. Women can go buy property. Women can go run businesses. Women can go. The Bible say, or there's been in the book of Babylon Timbuktu that our women were industrious, and the Bible say our women are lively. So it's always been our culture to let our women go out and do amazing things. So we never stop our women like, oh no, I'm just the only one who should be working. I'm the only one who should be doing it. You should be staying home. That's not our culture. Now, if a brother want to do that, he can tell his woman to do that. But that's not our culture. Our culture is we let our women go out and become a millionaire, and we ain't gonna stop her. She's still gonna be under our control. She's still gonna be our woman, but she's a millionaire. You know what I mean? My wife's a doctor, or my wife's a CEO. You know what I mean? I do my job, but shoot, she's making way more money than me, but she's still my woman. You see what I'm saying? I'm still over her. So that's the difference of Israelite culture compared to this world. Go ahead.
I don't know, because like the way I agree with you. I'm not saying I'm like them, but like how people see nowadays, they would think that's an ick or something like that. Because like they'll question like, why is she making more money than you? That's commanding her to do this, but she has more money, and if she's going to pay the bills in the household,
that's because that's because they're not going off of the actual biblical principles. They're going off of money. So, for example, you ever heard of Michael Jackson? Michael Jackson became rich when he was like 10 years old because the Jackson 5. All right, he's a millionaire. He's 10 years old. Does he get to tell his dad what to do now because he's paying the bills? Did he get to tell his mom, "Hey, mom, shut up. I'm paying the bills around here. Do what I say." He don't get to do that because that's not the family structure. So regardless of who's bringing in the money, you can have a kid that made up a genius idea and he's bringing in all the money. You can have a woman that's bringing in all the money. You can have the man that's bringing whoever in the family is bringing in all the money. It don't tear down the structure of the family. It's the man is still in charge no matter who making the money. in Israelite culture. Now, in this world, they look at it, oh, the kid's making the money, so the kid gets to decide all the rules. The woman's making the money. Oh, the man, he's making the money. That's because they simple. You know what I mean? You can't just go based off who's just making all the money, because then everything will be in disarray. The family will be messed up. Because now, let's say you got a man, a wife, a daughter, and a son. Let's say the daughter start making a lot of money. She go to college, and she get a big job right out of college or whatever. You know, she's like 20 years old. She got a big old job. Then now the daughter get to tell the mom, "Hey, shut up, mom! I'm making the money here. All y'all follow me." No, she don't get to do that. You know what I mean? She still got to stay, and she still got to know her role as the daughter. She still got to know her place. She don't get to usurp authority over her mom and over her dad because she's making money.
So basically, you're saying that even, and that's a problem with, I think, the world.
Yeah,
Is messing up people and how they think, how they act, and how they.
that's it.
They try to put money on bounties, put money on.
Uh-huh.
Like, look at Diddy. This man really tried to give him 50 mil just to get out. Like, that's crazy.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I see what you mean. But
Like,
basically, you're saying like there's always an authority that you can't cross, even if you had money.
yes, like no matter how much money I make, I don't get to be the father figure to my father. Like my father is still over me, even though uh, I may start making more money than him. He may get old and retire. That don't mean I get to treat him like he's the son and I'm the father. I don't get to be like, hey, you know what? You know, oh, we got a question online. So yeah, so always remember that. You know, don't and that's what a lot of brothers got to learn when it comes to women, because in life, money goes up and down. One day he's making the money. One day she's making the money. One day this person's making the money. Money goes up and down. You know what I mean? It just happens, you know. One day this person has a job and he's making all the money. Then he loses his job. You know, something happens. They doing layoffs. They doing a strike or something. You don't the whole family shouldn't break apart just because a different person is making the money now. That's in this world, that's how they look at it. They look at it, oh, the woman's making money now. She should be in charge. No, that's not how it works. Go ahead. You had a question online?
Jerome Harold. That's an Israelite brother. I don't want to say it.
That's obviously our side. That's a brother. That's obviously our side.
Oh, that is y'all side. Look at it.
Yeah.
He said, "What if no one makes the money?"
That's another one. Let's say you're in a situation where nobody's making the money or the most money. Say they all making equal amount of money. They all just working regular jobs like most of us, where no matter how much money you make, the bills is gonna catch up with all the money anyway. So you're not like you got 5,000, 500,000 in your bank. So situations where no one's making the money, everybody's on welfare. Shit. You still got to have the family structure. The family structure still stays. So, oh yeah, another question? Yeah, let's get it.
This one says, Salakia, how do you deal with the sister that's in the world?
Okay, let's on a different topic. Let me see. What's your question? Or do you have something you want to say? Comment or question? We was talking about.
Okay, yeah. I was gonna say, based off what he said, if they have no money, right? I feel like since y'all in a relationship and y'all been together so long, you know how things work around the world, know how to take care of business and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It shouldn't be a problem as much. You might be broke for a while, maybe 2 weeks or a month, but afterwards, y'all should know the drill, how to get back on your feet and track. So
yeah, and you got different parts of society. You got cats and parts of the world. And what the Lord said, it covers every situation. Because let's say, for example, you live in South America and you live on a farm and y'all don't even have no money. Y'all got animals and farming stuff. You know what I mean? You don't go to the store. You got chickens and cows and you get milk from goats and stuff, but you don't have no money. So there's nobody in charge because there ain't no money. The man is still the head of the household and he runs the farm and they live off a farm. They don't live off of like a monetary society because they live on. That's how a lot of people live. They live on farms, so they don't really have. They may get a little money, but all their money is in their farming stuff, all their animals and their corn and their crops. They take the crops and trade the crops, stuff like that. That's how a lot of people used to live. Less people live like that now, but people still live like that in other countries. But to the Lord, he set the rule. That's the standard across the board. No matter you live in a city, in the farm, in the igloo, wherever the hell you live, wherever the hell you live. Go ahead. What's his question? Let's get his
All
question.
right, so we got the brother shot from Richmond, Virginia. He says, Salaki, how do you deal with a sister that's in the world that takes her frustration out on her man when life problems with her kids is her problem?
Okay, let's break that question down piece by piece. That's how I like to break these questions down. Let's start from the top.
How do you deal with a sister that's in the world?
All right, stop right there. Okay, how do you deal with a sister? Who can answer that question? How do you deal with a sister? Okay, that's good. Good answer. Honest answer.
So for me, depending on like, am I dealing with like an actual sister or just a regular sister in the world?
A sister in the world.
Okay, so
What you want to do is in life you don't want to only think of treating somebody special because they're your blood relative.
right now,
Your own people, which is blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you damn near want to treat them all like they're your blood relative. Do you know what I'm saying?
it's just went on.
Oh, was that me?
I didn't hear nothing.
No,
Did you hear it click?
they said clean and they got real loud over here.
It might be me. I'm gonna mute mine just in case.
But not so. Any type of sister, I just greet them and then I really wouldn't mess with them. You know what I'm saying? Because they're in the world and I'm thinking that they're coming in to shed themselves in the world. You know what I'm saying? I greet them, salute them, and keep pushing. But if I'm dealing with a sister that needs counseling and everything, and I'm in charge of that sister, I
Mm-hmm.
would treat her just as the same. You know what I'm saying? I greet her. If she has counseling problems and she needs counsel, give her the counsel she needs. That's it. I won't really engage with her. And
All right.
so,
Well, let me make it plain for you. For this brother online as well. The way you deal with the sister, which is a black, Hispanic, or Native American woman, you deal with her according to wisdom.
right,
Period. When you're dealing with women, you have to basically outsmart and outthink women. You have to deal with them according to wisdom. All right, that's basic. Okay, if you did, you know what I mean. That's basic. So let's get the rest of the question, and we'll probably get deeper into it.
if I could, sir, I got a question on
Go ahead.
that. So, would it be wrong to treat her as if she already has a husband?
Is it wise to do it that way?
That's what I'm asking.
You want to go with the most wise way of treating her? What is the most wisest way? Is she have a husband? Then yeah, it's wise to treat her like a woman who has a husband. Is she a woman you wanna date and marry? Then it's wise to treat her like a woman you want to date and marry. Is this a woman you're not interested in at all? Then it's wise to treat her as a way you're not interested at all, but and you still care in a caring way, but you don't want to deal with her. It's wise to make that clear so she ain't trying to flirt with you and you sitting there like, yo, I don't not like you. And then it's wise to treat her that way. Now, if you do like her, don't treat her like you don't like her. Because it's not wise. Because then she's gonna say in her little head, he doesn't like me, but I like him. That's too bad. And you're just gonna screw yourself out out of a opportunity for get with that woman. Go ahead.
Okay, speaking of that, if you're talking like that's like real quick, the way I handle it, like not saying money brings everything, but like
Mm-hmm.
at a certain part, if she wanted something and you wanted to give her, if you wanted to give it to her, but out of love, that's a cost, right? So like, let's say she wanted, oh boy, what kind of flowers? Let's go basic. Flowers. that costs probably $25, $15, who knows what. You have to pay for that, and the price you give to that flower, not only just bought it, but you bought it for a reason, you know.
Now,
So I'm thinking, like, if I was broke, and she wanted something, but she's not demanding it for me. That's the thing. She's not trying to force me to get it, but it will mean something to her if I could give her that.
as long as it's in your estimation, it's wise to give it to her. All right. If it's wise, like for example, she deserves it. She would appreciate it. It would get you what you want. It would, make her feel better, which make you feel better. You say, "Oh, this is wise," but it's not wise to go out and get her something. Like there's a song that Tory Lanez did in the music video, right? And there's this girl he was trying to get with. He was trying to impress her. So what he did was he went out and got a car loan for this super expensive car that he could not afford. You know what I mean? But now he's driving a BMW with drop top. You know what I mean? He's paying like $1,000 a month on the car payment. He done signed it up for it, and he's got to pay it for like 6 years. But he got it to impress this girl. So he goes on a date with the girl and kicks it with her, and they're having a good time. And then he ends up at a party, and he sees the girl with another dude. So he sees a girl with another dude, and then, she leaves with the dude, and he follows him out, and she gets in his car, and he got a nicer car than him. So now she get in the car with him that's nicer than his, that he just spent like all his money on, foolishly, like he owes money, he's in debt, he can't afford it, and they're going to repo it, and he's going to lose all the money he put in the car because he ain't going to keep it. And she's off with another man who got a nicer car, and he's stuck with the car and don't got the woman. That's not wise. It's not wise because eventually when they repo the car, now you're back without no car and you don't have the money anymore. And they still owe you. Still will owe when you sign on that car and it says 50,000. If you get a repo and you don't pay it off, they still gonna say you owe for that car, even though they took it from you. They'll take the car, resell it, and then whatever's left, like it says 20,000 left, they'll be like, all right, this guy owes us $20,000. You owe that for the rest of your life. That's how car payments work.
Or was it not wise because he picked the wrong one?
The whole thing wasn't wise. The whole thing.
The fact that she went for him.
The whole thing wasn't wise. Right. The whole thing wasn't wise. Getting the car that you can't afford wasn't wise. That you can't keep up the payments. You're trying to impress a girl that ain't really into you and messing with another dude ain't wise. All the whole thing wasn't wise. So you want to deal according to wisdom. Now, if he would have got a car he could afford, let's say the girl stopped messing with him. She went with this other guy. He still has a car that he can afford and he can use it. He don't have to walk anymore. He can just, I worked hard to go get this car to impress this girl, but at least I got the car. Now I can try to go get a different girl. Now that's wise, but it wasn't wise that he got a car he couldn't afford. He got a super expensive one that he couldn't afford instead of just getting one he could afford and just dealing with her with that. Like, hey, look, this is what I got. I got a little Honda. You know what I mean? You deal with it or not. It ain't a Charger G. That was Tory Lanez in the music video. Go ahead.
As soon as I get a car that I can afford, I'm like, at least you ain't walking.
There you go. There you go. That's wise. You know why? Because you're teaching her to appreciate things. Yes, that's a good lesson you got to teach a woman, to appreciate things, because women sometimes get unappreciative. Like, look, you got a house, you got a roof over your head, you got food in your stomach, you got heat, you got clothes, you got internet and TV all day, you ordering food all damn day. Appreciate what the hell you got.
That reminded me of a video that I seen. It made me mad, okay? And I wasn't even in the video. Oh, man. So, dude gets his girl a car. Mm-hmm. Like he gets her a used car. It looked like one of those, like the Jupiter's car out there. Mm-hmm. And she was so unappreciative. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. She's like, you couldn't get me a better car. You had to give me a used car. In that moment, I would have been like, it's already mine, so guess what? Now you don't have a car. You can go back to walking to the bus. and catch one, and I'm gonna use this car and go back and forth to work. What you mean?
Hey,
she gonna throw the keys and everything. I'm like, what in the world is wrong with this woman?
see, and with that guy, he messed up because he didn't use wisdom. He should have known she wasn't going to appreciate that if he used wisdom. He didn't think that she wouldn't appreciate it.
That's probably exactly.
He didn't think that.
Like,
he didn't think that.
Yeah, she ain't gonna like this car.
To add on to that, I see something way worse. I think this was a troll on TikTok. This cannot be. Me personally, I would love my mother if she gave me that car. Tell me why, bro. Her mom gave her a Tesla Model X to her daughter. To her daughter. No boyfriend, girlfriend. A mother gave that to her. And she talking about, I didn't want that car. I wanted a Lambo. And then the mom even tried to convince her that it was something. She tried to give to her. She didn't buy it. Oh my God!
See that's not wisdom because she don't know how to drive a Lambo. A Lamborghini is a is damn near like a stick shift sports car. And you a teenage girl, you don't even know how to drive one. You're gonna get in there and it's gonna be leaned all the way back like this, and you can be like, "Damn, I thought it'd be different." No, it's set up like a sports car. You know what I'm saying? It's like super low to the ground. You don't even know what it is. You don't even know what type of car. She's just going off the name. But when you really get in the Lamborghini, it's not like a regular car. You it's like super small. It's cooped up because the seats is tight because it's for speed and stuff. It ain't for just driving around town. You know what I mean? She got to teach that girl like, look, you don't know nothing about a Lamborghini, and tell it. It's
if I could, go ahead. I've only seen the Lambo one time. Okay, and
it's like 2 feet tall. It's like 2 feet tall off the ground.
I can actually just step over this mug.
Bro, it's like this size of this damn thing.
That's what I'm saying.
He's like, you want to get in? I was like, my fat ass is not getting in there. I can't get out.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That girl not wise. She don't know. She don't understand. Let's get the rest of the question. Yeah, finish this up.
All right, so it says, Salaki, how do you deal with a sister that's in the world?
So that we answered that part. You deal with a woman with wisdom. Any woman, you deal with wisdom. You got to women. You got to manipulate women. You got to manipulate women. If you don't, then they may manipulate you, or they're gonna try to manipulate you regardless. Women. That's all they do. They don't do convincing. They're not gonna try to convince you with some strategy or nothing like that. They're gonna try to manipulate you regardless. That's just go ahead.
Now that you say that, forget I asked that question. It just made me look like I'm bad trying to manipulate people, but if women gonna keep doing that, I'm gonna just play that game too.
Yeah. But don't look at manipulate as a bad word, because manipulating in our heads, we think like it's doing something, doing something evil to somebody. Okay. But you can manipulate somebody into a good thing. Like you teach your kids go to school, because when you go to school, you can then you're manipulating your kid. You're telling them something good about going to school. Manipulate, like I'm manipulating this book, which means I'm moving it around. I'm putting it where I want to put it. It don't mean evil. Don't think manipulation is evil. You manipulate everything in the world. You manipulate your mic. You manipulated a car. You know what I'm saying? You manipulated the car guy by showing him you can drive. By not being nervous and not being all scary and stuff and not driving stupid. You manipulated him to thinking you know how to drive, which you do. So you showing him. So don't think of it like that. When it comes to women, you manipulate women, which is you look out for them. That's what it means to manipulate women. You look out for them, because sometimes they will have an idea, or they will want to do something that's not the best idea. So you have to look out for them by trying to show them the best way. That's what I mean by manipulating women. All right. So let's go ahead. That's how you deal with women, with wisdom. Go ahead.
That takes her frustration out on her man when life problems with her kids is her problem.
All right, stop right there. Let's break it down again. Go to the part after how do you deal with a woman in the world?
That takes her frustration out.
Stop right there. Now, women do that a lot. They'll take their frustration out, and not going to say only women do that. Anybody is susceptible to do that. They can take their frustration out on. It's called passive aggressive. So somebody pisses you off at work, but he's your boss or he's somebody in the other department. You can't say nothing to them, so you're sitting there mad because of the way they treated you. You can't say nothing to them. So then when you go over here to somebody you can talk to and they piss you off, but you can do something to them, you like doubly pissed off with them because you're already pissed off because of what that person did, but you can't do nothing to them. That happens a lot, especially because we're under oppression. So let's say the police may piss us off and we can't do nothing about it. Then we we'll take it out somewhere else. Go ahead.
Honestly, the way I'll put it, if she got mad at me, so like based off birthday, right? You want to get mad talking about I don't want to do cleaning or this is too much. I honestly would just went up to her and be like, okay, do you want to work and take care of bills and do all that, and I take care of the kid? Because I would make her really think like, if you think that's hard, be glad you don't have to deal with what I have to do. Because if you had to be the one to take care of the bills and pay the bills and go to work 24/7, working more than 40 hours a week, having less time going home, hardly ever eat, don't get enough sleep really sometimes. If you think that's the problem more than that, then yeah, you got it all wrong. Like that's why I would really go up to her and be like, okay, we can switch roles. Like,
Yeah, that's one way to do it. Go ahead. Yeah. You basically teaching her like, look, be grateful for the role you got to do because you don't want to do what I have to do. You know what I'm saying?
Like again, I like videos. There was a woman that she was saying like you go to work and you sit there and you smile in these oppressors' faces and you happy to see them. You get that they get that side of you that most people don't see. You know what I'm saying? But when you come home, all your frustrations and all your worries and everything that you don't want the world to see, you bring it home to me. She's like, I want you to treat me the same way you treat them. He was like, so you want me to lie to you? She said, yes.
that's why.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't want that to happen. I wouldn't want my woman to feel that I should have to lie and be fake in her face. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you want to just use wisdom.
Right.
Because I've even said that to my woman before. When my woman's talking to me crazy, I say, "Look, you don't talk to the people at your job like that. You came to me. You came to me crying about how the people at your job treating you, but you talking crazy to me. Why don't you talk crazy to them?"
Right.
To show her, like, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying, and it worked. If it didn't work, I'd stop saying it, but it worked. So now I say it often. So you just use wisdom.
When she said that, I want you to lie to me is what caught me off guard. Like, man, but I understand where she's coming from. You don't want the anger and the frustration that you had out in the world. You want to be treated with respect and love. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
That's how it is for everybody.
Go ahead.
Okay, so based on what you said, lie, is she talking about like, let's say you had a bad day at work, right? She just want to have a good conversation. How was work? You just say it was good, but really it wasn't. Like that type of lie, she mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Honestly, I don't see it now.
She want that same fake smile. She want that same fake dude that they get at the slave. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
she come to work. Hey Bob, how you doing, man? Yeah. I'm here to get the job done. And when you get up, I'm like, man,
there you go.
And she don't want the I can't stand them.
Yeah.
She want the hey Bob, how you doing today? She don't want that mean you or the real you. Yeah. She wants the shell.
That's part of being in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? That's right. You being considerate of others.
Right.
So let's get to the last of his question, and we're gonna close it out. Okay.
Takes her frustration out on her man.
So she taking her frustration out on her own man. Go ahead.
When life problems with her kids is her problem.
Okay, so basically she got kids that by another man or something?
I'm guessing because it says when life problems with her kids. It's not with their kids; it's with her kids. That's what it says.
Okay, first of all, he's saying, how do you deal with a sister that's in the world that takes her frustration out on her man? So this is not your woman.
Right? He's probably
So he's like giving her counsel. Okay, you shouldn't be giving her counsel if you don't already know the answer to this. Her camp leader should be giving her counsel because, okay, two things. You shouldn't be dealing with another man's woman
right.
unless you approved as like for example, like me, I'm a camp leader, so I'll be approved. Let's say a brother's wife called me and say, well, my husband doing this, doing that. Okay, I'm approved to deal with that. I've been trained. I know how to deal with it with tact to not offend the brother. Because what should you do when a sister calls you for advice about her man? What's the next thing you do after you talk to her? What should you do? You call her husband and say, hey, look, your wife just called me. She said she was crying and saying this and that. And I gave her some counsel, and this and that. I'm just letting you know. And that's what happened. That's what you should do right after that. You know what I mean? So if he don't know how to answer this question, then he may not be the camp leader. He may not be the one she should be even going to. So you might want to don't even worry about her. Don't even worry about her. Let her camp leader deal with it. That's not your woman, so you don't have to deal with it. Go ahead.
Basically, you should have to do the same thing. But how I would do it is different because like I would call him before I even do that. I would ask him permission if he even wants me to help. Because that's a you and her thing. That's y'all business. I ain't trying to come in and make it a bigger problem than what it is. So I don't, like, how would I know how to fix the situation? I don't know what you're gonna do to me or what I'm gonna give to her.
Yeah,
and that's I'll come to him and ask him like, hey man, she comes to me talking about this and that. Hey,
that's right.
Help her get y'all back on track together.
Yeah. And that's perfect because that's what you should do.
Right.
Now, me, I'm in a position. So like for example, let's say, somebody was a school principal. Okay, and somebody's, wife is coming and talking to the principal about the kid. Okay, he can't just say, well, I can't really talk to you about the kids and let me call your husband first. He's a principal of the school. He's got to deal with those problems. He got to deal with the man and the woman. I'm a priest and a captain. So I have to deal with both of those because I can't just say, well, I can't talk to you about it. I just need to talk to your husband. What if her husband's in the world and he's about to kill her? You know what I mean? And she calling me for help. And I just told her, look, let me call you back. Call him. Yeah, your woman's calling me crying and complaining this and that. Oh, really?
Where's she at?
You know what I'm saying?
She over there? Let me talk to her. Let me tell you something.
Yeah, we worked it out, Cap. It's all worked out.
It's all worked out.
Yeah.
Now she's looking at you with hatred because you betrayed her.
But that's for me in this position.
Right.
Because I'm over a school. I'm over an organization. Now, brother, like Kala, he would do like how you did. Like, how about you call your camp leader? How about you do this, this, that? Call somebody who's supposed to deal with that problem of your marriage.
Well, yeah. Are you in, if I may ask?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, here's your camp leader's number. You give him a call.
That's it. All right. Go ahead. You gonna say something?
No, I said it was.
Yeah. All right. We're gonna close it out. It's been Take Ground Radio, Take Ground Breakdown, One West on 25th Street podcast. Relationship advice, not only covering relationship between a man and a woman, but between family, friends, cousins, loved ones, and all that and the above. So only a little bit of time left. Get right with the Most High, bring forth fruits meet for repentance, and lay up your folly ground. We'll be live every Monday and Tuesday from 5